Good morning and welcome back. I'm coming to you guys from the kitchen garden where we last left off making this bed. So fun. But this morning while I was out here with Maple and just kind of doing morning chores, I actually dug up two flowers. You see that guy and that guy was over there by the water hose. I don't know why I ever thought it would be a great idea to put these two beautiful small perennial flowers next to the water hose. I think I was trying to fill a spot. Either way, they basically always got trampled on. The hose got drug over them by accident. The hose would deadhead them by accident. So I have moved them. So one is here in the new bed. I was so glad to see this new growth come off of it. It had like 3 foot long, like dead arms. Trimmed those off this morning, transplanted it. I think it's going to be just fine. I just can't remember what this one is called. And then this little guy started coming back, and I had one plant tag over there for Rebecca. So you guys tell me, is this Rebecca or is that Rebecca? I think that is. I'm not sure. But then over here on the plant stand, I have another plant I thought I would try and save. Look how pitiful this is. Okay, it had all this deadness on it from last year. This was always over by the black hollyhock. This is an azalea bush, and it's supposed to get pink to red blooms and be beautiful. It's always been miserable over there where it was. This root was just barely rooted in. It was very unhappy. So I decided to pull it out this morning, and I'm basically just going to plant it in this raised bed behind me. Almost as like a sick plant bed. Just a place, give them a place where they're getting attention, they're getting enough sunlight, they're getting enough shade, they'll get regular fertilizer, and just help me pay attention to them. And eventually, all three of these plants here that are perennials will be moved out into the landscape when I find a good place for them. Okay, so here's how I have that in there. That root ball was really thick and dry and just insane. So I really roughed up the bottom. But you can see our soil level in here is really not tall enough for this plant. So I've just kind of hilled it in there because, again, this is a temporary place for this guy. But I'm going to go ahead and water him in. And, oh, I want to just show you really quickly these things we planted together. Look at the glads coming up, and then this, I don't remember now what that is, but that's something. Oh, begonias. We did 3 begonias there, so that's fun. And check out this guy that's just opening. That's why I love gladiolas. Anyway, so I will be heading into town today for a doctor's appointment to get my husband his birthday gift, and I think I will also get some more soil. One, I need some. I always need some on hand for containers, but I really want to kind of raise the level in this one bed, especially because that plant is in there now. It'd be great if I could just stick him in a giant container. I might eventually do that. We'll see. It just really needs to be watched. We'll see what I end up doing. And also, because it has been so dry here lately, like super duper dry, really it's unheard of for this time of year. I'm also going to get some mulch for my raised beds. I'm going to get some sort of mulch and just mulch around my plants, because I'm having to literally water these guys every single day for them to continue to thrive. And I don't want to have to do that. Like, what if we go to town? You know, they're just going to die because I didn't water them. Another fun thing is this tree. This tree here is a weed tree. It grows up against the side of the house. And we cut it down every year until 3 years ago. And we decided to just leave it. And now it's created this shade, this filtered light, this fun little canopy to walk under. So yesterday, I hung up a wind chime and a hummingbird feeder. How fun is that? It just feels like this little secret, magical, cozy place within the trees. And I can't believe we cut this down for so many years. But anyways, now we accept it and I'm loving it. And that's all. That's what it looks like. So, happy to have that. Look at this. It just keeps getting prettier. I love this time of year. Also, side note, so far I'm absolutely loving the Samsung watch. I chose a face that gives me all the health stats. When we were working in the garden last night on that project with the raised beds, it eventually, I think it died, I'm not sure, but it was weird because I set it in workout mode just because I knew I'd be being a little bit active, and it would just like auto pause, workout, auto pause, and I'm like, why is it doing that? I'm just moving my body around. Maybe it would be when I couldn't decide if it was when I would stop and stand still for a minute, or if it would be when I put my hand in a certain way, because I would always notice it. So I would notice it say that at the top, and I'm like, what's happening? So then it died while doing that. But anyways, last night was the first night I used it while I slept, and I was so eager to see the results this morning because, first of all, I snore. I'm not even gonna lie about it. I snore. My husband says I snore like a train is coming through the house or something, and poor him because he is such a light sleeper. I am not. I'm a very deep sleeper. I don't hear nothing. Nothing wakes me up. I mean, when I'm out, I am out. And I actually rarely ever dream. If I dream, I wake up feeling exhausted. If I wake up remembering I dreamed, I usually feel exhausted. So anyways, so I got some stats from my sleep, which is pretty cool. I'm like average or above average for my age group on everything. So that's pretty cool. I didn't realize we went up and down, up and down, up and down so much. One thing that concerns me though, which I'm going to do a little research on, but my pulse ox dropped down to like 74 at some point in time. And I think that's low. Like, my son has asthma, and anytime he's been in the hospital for breathing problems, if his pulse ox was like below 85, they were like freaking out. And like, but now that was consistently below 85, and he was actually struggling to breathe. So I wonder if that's any indication of any sleep apnea or not. I don't know. Otherwise, I mean, it didn't say that that was like some red flag or anything. It just seemed kind of weird to me. I'm just driving to town, and I just heard this song that talked about someone living in a shelter and dreaming about one day moving to the suburbs, and it just really got me to thinking about how so freaking lucky we are. And it just filled me with such immense gratitude for living the life that we live, having the home that we have. And yes, we've worked hard for a lot of those things, but still just that we have those things that we've worked so hard for, that so many people are just not in that position in their life right now for whatever reason. And so I just wanted to mention to you that if you live in a home that is at least or an apartment, whatever, but you have some sort of shelter and utilities and all of that jazz, whether it's in your name or not, whether it's where you want to be or not, just take a moment to be grateful, because some people are living in temporary housing, and that's all they can do. That's the best they can do for now. And if you're doing better off than that, then you have 100 things to be grateful for. Oh my God, look what I just found. Okay, that's a Colorado blue spruce. I always wanted one of those. Look at this pretty. I'll have to show you these more at home. Okay, so I loaded up with all sorts of goodies, you guys. It's not a secret anymore because by the time this is up, my husband will know. But I bought him a, what's it called? Pit Boss reel for his birthday. And then I've got new cushions for the chairs on the front porch. I got more soil, and I got plants back there. Oh my gosh, I got paint to paint the cement blocks of the raised beds, and I got paint for the potting stand. So that's fun. Oh, I also got spray paint for porcelain to do the outdoor sink area. So I got lots of goodies. Spent way too much money, but anyways, I'm excited to head home and work on some projects inside. Anyways, oh my God, I can't believe I found a Colorado blue spruce. A Colorado blue spruce. Oh my gosh, I love those. Every time I see them like out somewhere, I'm just like, ah. And I actually bought a tiny one. It was like a foot tall a couple years ago, and it died. It was just off, away from water. It was hard to water it. I forgot about it a lot. Anyway, it's pitiful. So this guy is big. It'll get pretty big, but I'm going to put it somewhere close-ish to the house so I can make sure and water it in good. And I probably know where I want that to be. Like in the back of the kitchen garden. Lovely. Anyways, I can't wait. So it's funny, and I told myself this as soon as I was picking up these plants. Like 4 or 5 of these are going to go in the new, in the existing or new beds in the kitchen garden. So they'll be super easy, plant in like a minute, be done. But a couple of these things will have to go in the ground in landscape. And I was just telling myself, like, it's so funny. I just bought more stuff in containers after I literally just got all the other plants in containers that I bought like 3 or 4 weeks ago. I finally just got those all on the ground, and now here I am buying more to live in containers for a while. But I don't know, maybe I'll get the blue spruce in pretty soon. My husband's birthday is not for like 3 days. But the thing is, and my original thought was, okay, I'll just hide the grill in my truck. Okay, I thought it was gonna be in a box. It's not. I got one off the floor. They didn't actually have one in a box, but I got one off the floor inside, so it's not like damaged at all or weathered. I don't think I'm gonna be able to hide it in my truck from him because his birthday's on a Sunday. On Saturday we have plans to go somewhere. So Saturday morning everyone's gonna be loading up in my truck. Tomorrow's Friday. And he parks right next to me, so whenever he like just walks around my truck, I'm sure he would see it. So I got to talk to the kids, the girls primarily, about me going ahead and giving it to him when they're not here, because we were going to just like all do it together, of course. But I did get a big red bow for it. That's at the house, so I could go ahead and get it out, put the bow on it, and give it to him this evening. Which is kind of a bummer. Like, I really love for birthday things to be on birthdays, but I would rather it have the bow on it and it be planned than him just be like, what's this in your truck? So that's what I'm gonna do.
Orange. What are you taking pictures?
Just guys, I'm excited. I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it. Give me hugs. No. I'm so excited.
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday!
Oh.
Yeah.
It's heavy as well.
It's fancy.
So my husband totally loved the grill and could not wait to play with it. And that evening I cooked up a country fixins kind of dinner with ham, fried potatoes, pinto beans. Yummy. Thanks for watching. We love you guys.